The Real Estate Insider, going inside the world of real estate to educate and demystify the home buying process. The first and last lesson before you start your home buying journey is do your homework.
Hello and welcome to the Real Estate Insider. My name is Denise Connor and I'm a real estate agent here in the greater Nashville area and host of today's show. The mission of our program is to educate our viewers on the home buying process. Buying a home may be the biggest investment you will make in your entire lifetime, and we would like to make that investment process just a little less stressful. In today's segment, I will be introducing you to our panel of real estate professionals and introduce you to the roles they play in the home buying process. In this series, we will be exploring aspects of the home buying process, and in the future shows, we will be speaking more in depth with each expert in their respective professions and interacting with them in their place of business. We hope that you will take away an educated view of the real estate industry and have a better understanding of how it works. Now let me introduce you to our panel. With me today is Tim Davis.
Hey, thanks for letting me be here today.
Oh, you're welcome, Tim. Brent Scott.
Hey, thanks.
Scott Lamuno.
That's it. Thanks so much.
Anthony Trebka.
Hey, Denise.
And David Weber.
It's a pleasure to be here today.
My name is Denise Connor, and I'm a licensed real estate agent here in the greater Nashville area. Finding a good fit in your buyer's agent is key to making your home buying experience pleasant. Working with someone who is knowledgeable of the area and market trends is a good place to start. Asking friends and relatives for a referral is a good idea. You will be spending a lot of time with your agent and sharing personal and private information with them. So you need to find someone that makes you feel comfortable and confident in their ability as the agent to do a good job. A buyer's agent's job is to help you understand the home buying process. After an initial meeting, the buyer and agent work together to find out what type of property you are looking for. You will then be asked to sign a confirmation of agency contract between you and the agent that will state what your agent's role is in the transaction. This also lets both sides know what to expect legally and forms a better bond between the buyer's agent and you. You will then be introduced to a lender in order to find out how much home you can qualify for. Once that is determined, the agent prepares properties to view on the MLS, which is the multiple listing service. Making appointments for showing properties, going over contracts, and negotiating the best price for a home are all part of what the agent does. Your agent will then introduce you to other professionals involved in the process and help to keep the flow of the transaction running smoothly.
Hey everybody, my name is Tim Davis, and for 17 years I spent my career working as a mortgage loan officer in the lending industry. Today I work as a consultant to some of the best mortgage companies out there on the market today, and I want to share with you the process that you need to go through in actually getting approved for a mortgage loan. Now, it's really important once you've talked to your real estate professional that you then reach out and contact a lender and a loan officer to find out about getting approved for your mortgage loan. The reason that's so important is simply because you don't want to go find a house until you have your financing in place. Now, actually, getting a mortgage loan is really simple. It's really easy. There's actually 3 ways that you can actually apply for a mortgage loan today. You can contact a loan officer and speak with them by the telephone. They can take all your information that way. You could also go online to their website and apply for your mortgage loan there. And lastly, if you wanted to meet with the loan officer in person, they would be happy to meet with you face to face and discuss your situation and your financing options. Now, a big question that people will have is, what are they going to ask me when I apply for a mortgage loan? Well, the answer is really simple. They're going to ask you about yourself, your date of birth, your social security number. They're going to ask you where you work, what you make, where you live now, and what you're looking to buy and how much you're looking to spend. Now, all of these questions you're certainly going to be able to answer, whether it's in person, online, or by the telephone. But you want to make sure you give your all the information to your loan officer so that they can make an accurate and informed decision about the type of loan that you can get approved for and what you would need to do and actually to close on that mortgage loan. Now, once the loan officer has gone through your loan application, they're going to pull a credit report and they're going to research mortgage loan programs that you would qualify for. And then they're going to give you a list of items that you would need to provide to them to support your loan approval. Once they've talked to you about your loan approval, you're going to learn how much your payments are and the terms of your mortgage. Then you're going to want to round up the items that they've requested. Those can include things like your photo identification, your W-2s and paycheck stubs for 2 years, your tax returns for 2 years, your bank and retirement statements for the last 30 to 60 or 90 days. You'll take that information, you'll turn it into your loan officer, they'll take that and get your final mortgage loan approval. At that point, you can reach back out to your real estate agent and start to look for homes that are in your price range and in your budget, and you'll have a much more successful home buying process when you take the step of literally calling your loan officer, getting approved, and providing them the documentation they need to support your loan approval. So hopefully that helps you out and helps you understand the lending part of the process. My name's Tim Davis, and I really appreciate the time that you took today to tune in to become more educated as a home buyer.
Hello, my name is Brent Scott, Tennessee Licensed Home Inspector. Buying a home is probably the biggest expense and investment most people make in their lifetime. It's very important to get an inspection before you buy a property to protect yourself and educate yourself about the house. The home inspection should be scheduled as soon as you have a contract to purchase the house. You or your real estate agent can order the inspection. The buyer is typically responsible for the cost of the inspection. It is important to interview the inspector, ask them how long they've been doing inspections, ask them about the experience they have on different types of buildings, and ask them about their education and training. Also ask the home inspector what type of report they produce. Is it a modern narrative style report with pictures, or is it a checklist type report? And also ask to see a sample report. Before the home inspection begins, it's important to ensure that all utilities are on and that all appliances are ready to be tested before the inspection. Make sure the water, electricity, gas are turned on. Make sure that pilot lights are lit on the water heaters, furnaces, and gas logs. The inspector will not be able to fully inspect all appliances if the utilities aren't on and operational. The home inspector will test all major mechanicals, including the water heater, furnace, air conditioning, and kitchen appliances to ensure that they're operating properly and to give a conditional report. The home inspector will visually inspect the electrical panels, interior rooms, attic, basement and crawl spaces, the exterior, and the roof. They will be looking for things like leaks, dysfunctional mechanicals, moisture intrusion, hail damage, improperly operating doors and windows, excessive or unusual cracking in the walls, and things like that that could indicate problems or potential future expenses. The home inspector will then report his findings in writing to the buyer and the real estate professional. They can decide what the appropriate action is. They can decide if they want to proceed with the purchase, back out of the purchase, or ask for repairs to be made. It's very wise and important to hire an experienced home inspector to inspect and educate you on this very large investment. I hope this has been helpful, and I wish you good luck in finding your dream home.
Hi, my name is Scott Lamuno, and I'm an independent appraiser in the Middle Tennessee area. I want to talk a little bit about the role of an appraiser within the real estate transaction. First, I want to talk about what an appraiser is. An appraiser is a licensed individual who has done an apprenticeship, who has taken all the necessary courses, who has passed an appraiser exam, and who then performs valuation services. The process of becoming an appraiser can take many years. First, it starts out as an appraiser trainee, then it can progress all the way to being an appraiser. There are 3 different types of licenses that appraisers can get. First is the licensed appraiser, which is a little bit more limited in licensing. Next is a certified residential appraiser, which is unlimited for residential properties, and a little bit of commercial appraising is allowed as well. And then there's a certified general appraiser, which allows for all types of commercial properties as well as residential properties. Now that you know what an appraiser is, let's get into the role of an appraiser within the real estate transaction. First, the bank or the mortgage company sends an order for the appraisal. So my client is the bank or the mortgage company. Now, even though the buyer pays for the appraisal, my client is still the mortgage company who wants the valuation for the property to secure the collateral. After receiving the order, I develop a scope of work for the property to be appraised. Now, the scope of work is my plan of action for the particular assignment. I'll gather data about the property, I review the contract, I find the most comparable properties for the subject, and then I visit the subject for an appraisal inspection. Now after the appraisal inspection, an appraisal inspection is much different than a home inspection. The appraisal inspection is much less detailed because the purpose of the appraisal is for valuation. The condition of the house is taken into consideration and the functionality of the mechanicals, but the detailed inspection is the job of the home inspector. Some of the aspects of the appraisal inspection include measuring the house and other outbuildings, if applicable. An accurate measurement is very important to the process. It is one of the major factors in choosing comparable sales. Now, choosing comparable sales is very important. An appraiser wants to have the most comparable properties that have sold the most recently. Also, active listings are taken into account and used for additional support. It is very important to understand the comparable active listings that are currently on the market. After measuring and observing all the aspects of the outside of the house, I would go to the inside of the house and observe all the aspects of the inside, taking note of different finishings, the bedrooms, the bathrooms, the upgrades, condition, appeal, all different aspects. Now, one thing I did want to mention about the outside observation is consideration of external factors that may affect the value. Now, some examples of negative factors may be railroad tracks, odd-looking structures, high-tension wires, anything that may negatively impact the property. And some of the beneficial external factors are like a park-like view or a mountain view, water view, that kind of thing. After the property's inspection, the comparables are viewed. Next, I would return to the office, write the appraisal report, which would convey the valuation to the client. The appraisal is an important part of the process for all the properties involved.
Hello, my name is Anthony Trepka, and I'm a licensed insurance agent in the state of Tennessee. Securing quality homeowners insurance, often referred to as hazard insurance, is an important step in the process of buying a home. If the buyer is going to be financing the home, the lender issuing the mortgage requires the buyer to obtain coverage that would replace the house in the event of a major catastrophe. At the very minimum, the lender requires the homeowner's insurance policy to cover the total loan amount borrowed by the buyer. Until the house is completely paid off, the lender requires adequate coverage to remain in place because the bank has a financial interest in the property. If it wasn't properly covered, the bank would have a financial loss in the event of unexpected damage. So the structure of the house, which must remain in good, livable condition, is the collateral the bank requires for the money they are lending the home buyer. Sometimes a lender will require additional types of hazard insurance when the property is deemed to be in a designated disaster area. Flood, earthquake, and hurricane insurance are a few special types of these extra coverages that are required by the lender when the property is in a geographic area more prone to these types of disasters. When the buyer agrees to and secures the homeowner's insurance policy, that coverage is sent to the lender and title company as proof of the required adequate coverage for the closing date. Usually the total cost or the premium of the insurance policy is paid in full as part of the closing cost to the buyer. Once the closing occurs and payment is made to the insurer, the policy is binding and the coverage starts. Most insurance policies will automatically renew on an annual basis. Oftentimes, the lender will require the buyer to escrow their insurance payments within their mortgage so the bank is assured that adequate homeowners insurance remains in force. Homeowners insurance protects not only the lender's financial interest, but most importantly, the home buyer as well. Buying a home is one of the biggest investments people make throughout their lifetime. And the personal possessions you collect in your home throughout that lifetime are covered by homeowners insurance coverage too. Appliances, furniture, clothing, electronics, collectibles, artwork, and jewelry are all examples of items in your home that would need to be protected and replaced in the event of a major catastrophe. The highest quality of homeowners insurance coverage will protect these possessions at full replacement value, as opposed to depreciated value. Personal liability coverage is an important element within a homeowner's insurance policy as well. It protects the financial interest of the homeowner in the event of an accidental death, injury, or property damage to others while on the premises. If an event like this occurs, liability insurance can cover legal defense fees and, in the event of a settlement or judgment, if the homeowner is held responsible, can pay damages. If adequate liability insurance isn't in place, the homeowner's assets can be at stake, such as liquid assets, personal property, and even the house that the homeowner purchased. These basic aspects, along with many others of a homeowner's insurance policy, assures both the lender and home buyer that the investment purchased is protected against unforeseen disaster. Meeting with a well-trained insurance professional in person before you buy a home will help you better understand the quality of the coverage that's included on the policy, so you feel secure that you're properly protected.
Hello, my name is David Weber. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer for a national title company headquartered here in Middle Tennessee. Now that you've completed locating your property, getting approval, getting all the inspections done, and getting properly insured, your whole deal will culminate in a title company. We physically go to the Register of Deeds office and pull all of the records for the particular property that you're interested in. This will include mortgages, tax liens, mechanic liens, property taxes, anything that's vital to conveying proper title to your property. Once the lender knows that you can convey proper title to the property, we will perform the closing. At this point, you come to our office with your realtor and your lender and sign all of the documents for your property. This is probably the most exciting point of this process because at the end of it, you become the owner of your home. Once you have closed on your property, we've gotten the documents recorded at the Register of Deeds office, we are ready to issue a final title policy. This guarantees that any lien or encumbrance from a prior owner has been paid off and you are protected from any of those things. Number 3. You might wonder, why do you get title insurance? Title insurance is an important part of the process because you never know what has happened to a property before you take ownership. There are many scenarios that could come and affect you down the road, and you want to be insured against that to make sure that you're not paying for someone else's mistakes. A good example of this would be that if someone had a roofer put a roof on their property 2 months before you close and failed to pay that roofer, he may go and file a lien on your property for the monies that are owed. If you don't have a title insurance policy, you're responsible for paying for that lien. The amount of money that you will come to the table with to buy your owner's policy is easily paid back in a scenario like that. Tennessee has several different aspects to the title process that other states do not have. One of the key ones is split closings. In most states, all parties come to the table, the buyer, the seller, their representatives. In Tennessee, we have split closings where the buyer closes at one title company and the seller closes at another. This is a pretty interesting facet to the business here because all of the emotions that each side have are taken out. When shopping for a title company, there are several key components that you want to look for. The first being that they have an attorney on staff. This is important because you're using legal documents to convey property from one owner to another, and you want to make sure that they are properly prepared and reviewed by someone who's licensed in the state. The second aspect that you look for in a title company is that they have a strong working relationship with your lender and your realtor. There are a lot of pieces that move behind the scenes in these transactions, and if all parties that are working together have done so before, it usually makes it a lot easier to get the deal done smoothly and on time.
In today's lesson, we will be introducing you to the Home Buyer's Guide, a step-by-step workbook which has been created for you by the panel of the Real Estate Insider and is available on our website. Well, the first page of the Home Buyer's Guide is a congratulations, because if you're looking at this workbook, it means you're probably getting ready to purchase a house, and we hope we can give you a more educated view of the home buying process. Starts off with your financing concerns. Before you even want to look for a home, you need to really go and talk to a lender and find out just how much home you can qualify for. And in our workbook, we give you charts and graphs that help you along with that process. We'll also tell you all the things that you will need for your credit reports and everything that you will need for documentation for getting a pre-qualifying letter and a pre-approval for your loan. In the next section, it'll be which home is right for you. And you will go over this with your real estate agent and do a little checklist as to what things you're really looking for in a home. Like, what do you want a fireplace? Do you want a pool in the backyard? Do you want a big master bedroom or anything that you would desire in a home? This is what this checklist is for. Again, once you get your finances straight, you can start actually looking for a home, and this will be between you, your lender, and your real estate agent. We give you all the different types of loans that you could qualify for, and in detailed explanations of what each loan means and what it can do for you. More about costs of loans and the different aspects of the lending process. And since your financing process is the most detailed process of your home buying experience, we go into a lot of detail about the financing part of your home buying experience. Once you have all your financials set, then it's time to actually start the search. And once you have found your home, we go over in detail. The next steps will be getting your home inspection done, your appraisal, getting your insurance squared away. And we go into detail all about the different aspects of this part of your home buying experience. Making an offer, the details of making an offer and what goes on in that part of the home buying experience. Getting to the finish line, this is where everything comes into being. Your home has been approved, your loan has been approved. This is where you're getting ready to go to title and sign the documents for you to get your home. In today's lesson, I will be going over the paperwork that you'll be introduced to as a buyer. This is the paperwork that you will go through with your real estate agent, and it's the purchase and sales agreement. The first part of your purchase and sales agreement will be working with a real estate professional, and what this does is let you know exactly what the real estate professional's role is in the buying transaction of the process and what the role is to working with the buyer. Confirmation of agency status. This lets the buyer know exactly what the status is with the agency that the real estate professional works with. You'll go over that in detail. The purchase and sale agreement. There's a lot of pages to this, so there will be a lot to go over, but we'll just do a little quick overview of this today. This is what will be included in the purchase of your house. It tells you what things will remain with the house, what things will not remain with the house. If there's leased items like security system, things like that, that would all be part of your purchase and sale agreement, and you'll go over this in step-by-step detail with your real estate agent. Tennessee Residential Property Condition Disclosure. This is what the seller fills out with the selling agent, and they go over the different things that may or may not be wrong with the home to the best of their knowledge. Some things that they don't know about which is what the home inspector is for, is different things that they might not know about, maybe the roof or something. To their knowledge, it doesn't leak, but a home inspector could find a leak or something like that. But that doesn't go into that much detail with this. This is just what the seller knows about the home. Disclaimer notice. Now what this does is let you know that the real estate professional is a real estate person, but they're not actually a home inspector, and that you are instructed to go ahead and get a home inspector or a termite inspector or an environmental hazard inspector, or if you want to find out the exact square footage of your home, to get that done with the professionals in each category of what the service is for. That as a real estate professional, everything is estimated, and it's not legally put together by the real estate agent. That is from other professionals in the industry. Exclusive buyer representation agreement. This lets you know that your buyer's representative is going to take care of you in your best interest and make sure they can do everything they possibly can in your best interest. Lead-based paint disclosure. You may see this if you are going to purchase a house that has been built before 1978. This lets you know about lead warning signals and things like that. They have to do with lead. Counter offer, you would see this if you offered something on a home and the seller did not accept your terms, and he will then fill this out on his side, send it back. The real estate agent will go over this with you, and it will go back and forth until the two make an agreement on the price. Or it could be even something with, say, a roof or a repair or something like that. That would all be in your counter offer. Buyer inspection, contingency removal. This would be if you did not want to have a home inspection, or if you did want to have a home inspection. At this point of your sale, the home inspector would do the home inspection, and then again from here you would say yes, we will do these repairs, or no, we won't, and this is all negotiation, and this is what this is for. Repair counter proposal. This goes along with the other document. This is if you wanted to have repairs done on the home, you can negotiate that into your contract, or the seller could say, no, we don't want to put that in the contract, and this is what this is for. Closing date. Hopefully your closing date never changes, but if it does, you'll see one of these in your packet, and you'll be filling this out and signing it. Anytime anything is changed with your contract, you have a paperwork to go along with everything that has been changed. We hope you have enjoyed our informative program today and have a better understanding of the home buying process. For more information, the panel of the Real Estate Insider has created a home buyer's guide with step-by-step instructions in a workbook format and is available on our website. Thanks to Tim Davis, Brent Scott, Scott Lamuno, Anthony Trepka, David Weber, and your host, Denise Connor. Please tune in for our next episode called The Money Show, where we will go into detail about the finance portion of the home buying experience. Thank you for viewing our program, and remember, before you buy a home, do your homework.